welcome to this December Munch and Learn. And today we have with us Pallavi. She will be talking about exploring the HPE GreenLake Platform API through use cases. And before I hand over to Pallavi, let me just go through a few interesting things that we'll be doing in the next coming months after the holiday period, of course. So as you know, this program is called Munch and Learn, and we don't have yet a session for January. I'm still working on it, but we also have another, and you can find the calendar for this event on our Munch and Learn page, as well as the replay of the previous session. With me today, sorry, I forgot to mention, we have also Denis. And Denis will help me with the links, answering questions in the chat and in the Q&A, as well as maybe delivering a demo at the end after Pallavi's talk. So let me continue here. And we also have another type of presentation we call meetups. And the meetups are a little bit different. They go into somehow a little bit more details and on a particular technology. And as you can see here, we have already some content for the early next year in January, February, and March. And we will focus entirely on APIs for the COM API, Compute Ops Management, with Sebastian from the Compute team. We'll have a similar presentation on the Aruba Central Automation with the Aruba Central API from the HPE Aruba team. And finally, in March, we'll cover the block storage API with Mark from the storage team. So this will give us, after today's presentation, quite a bit of information about API available for GreenLake, the platform, and the services. So this will be published in the meetup page. I'm not sure, I forgot if I already made the link available, but if not now, in the next hour. Also interesting for you wanting to learn new things, we have those workshops on demand. Maybe you're familiar with those, maybe you've tried already. These are Jupyter Notebook-based workshops that are available for anyone to use 24/7. And for free. So give it a try, provide us feedback. You can find there in the catalog content such what's a REST API, how do I program in Python, Rust, up to things around programming OneView or Redfish. So take a look. We have also some content on GreenLake, Aruba Central, and PCE, for example. And we'll be working with the team on some more content for the GLP, the GreenLake Platform API, which is the discussion of today. Again, this is a community we are driving here, so we need you for amplification and contribution. So if you join our talk, why not invite other people to join the talks? We have a newsletter that we send every month at the beginning of every month, so you can subscribe to it. And this is the link for it, and I think Denis will probably put it in the Q&A. You can also invite other people to join. This is the best way to be aware of our talks, our new blogs, and some activity that we are, or some of the deliverables we are releasing. We have a dedicated Slack workspace that can be useful for escalating, asking questions, answering questions as well. It's a community Slack. We have about 50 channels right now to cover all of the cross HPE developer topic and also some open source topic. Feel free to join and engage the conversation there. We have a Twitter/X account that you can also follow. It's called HPE_developer. Now, if you are a subject matter expert, we'd like to hear from you in different ways. For example, you could contribute a blog. We have a contributor guide, which details in how to submit a blog to the website. Usually it's a matter of maximum a week before we can get you up on the website. So feel free to reach out to us. We can also have you deliver a meetup if you're a subject matter on a particular topic we are interested in, or you can help us during events, for example. That's also another option. And if you really want to engage, you can also participate in a workshop on demand. If you see a gap in the catalog and something you'd like to contribute and participate, we can help you with the building of such a workshop. So engage with us. We'll always be happy to discuss. That's all the links in kind of one slide. I also added the link to the internal HPE internal developer community, Ask HPE Dev community, and the Yammer group for partners. So feel free to talk to us there as well. You can scan that QR code for all the links in one place. And with that, I would like to get started with the real content of the session.
Thank you, dear. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you who are here. And I'm aware that everyone is here from the global, all over the world. And thank you so much for joining in. So I'm sure you are very interested with the APIs that GreenLake platform is providing. Let me minimize myself as well. So with this, let's get started. First of all, I would like to initiate it with HPE GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform, what it is. But a brief introduction about me. I am Pallavi Pathak, product manager here for the GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform, and leading here the APIs strategy. First, let's start what problem today we are facing. The problem today, we have big enterprises who are entitled with us, and these enterprises need the digital transformation, and the world is running towards it. Today, market is so fast, too much of data that we need to track. We need to make sure the customers are satisfied, their needs and wants are fulfilled. That being said, we are, as a GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform, we are trying to resolve the problems from edge to the hybrid cloud to the AI ML solution, adding more intelligence and the models towards it. These enterprises that we cover are, we are trying to resolve the issues for all the financial services, retail, healthcare, manufacturing, various service providers, even the government organizations all over the world, and various energy and then entertainment enterprises. Let's start with what problem these companies face. I'll start with a smaller global retail company. Today, that retail company not only has account in the public cloud, but also have multiple data centers because of some government regulations or their need. They have their local data centers that is having around 200 plus storage arrays, 10K plus servers, and then have around 2000 plus switches. All these companies are also having accounts in various public clouds, not only one, but they want to have it to multiple accounts. All these now this big companies, how they will make sure that their cloud is managed appropriately, plus not compromising on the performance or the solution providing to their customer. And instead, we as a HPE GreenLake platform would like to benefit this global retailer through provide complete visibility and a unified cloud experience across the global scale. It also, as we are going with the API, and I'm sure many of you are already aware of it as we are from the developer front, that it is nothing but it provides us the easiest way to integrate with multiple solutions that is already provided. And at the same time, we make sure that we increase our IT efficiency and productivity all across. That being said, we as a platform, we are not only having the compute storage and network, which is crucial, but also providing the consumption analytics on-premise and sustainability support all across. Today, with the HPE GreenLake momentum, we have 27,000 plus customer organizations integrations, supporting around 3.4 million plus connected devices across 1,100 plus partners. So what is HPE GreenLake platform? We spoke so much about it, we are doing this, we are trying to manage all across, we are providing you the unified solution. But what it is, what is your value proposition? Anyone can ask the same. So we'll start from there. So what is HPE GreenLake Platform? So now, as the data has increased, I'm sure you all are on your social website. Even the bank today, we only perform through our mobile. How does this is happening? So hybrid cloud is emerging. A few data needs to be secured enough not to go out. Few data can be there in the public cloud, and something has to be there on edge. As part of this solution, we are providing the hybrid cloud management, and all these applications and workloads needs to follow this growing data trend. So is public cloud is only the solution today? No. As per our multiple reports from the IDC, we have seen that 80% of the organization embrace hybrid and multi-cloud IT realities. 80% and 20% only are on the public cloud. More than 50% or approximately 50%, we are seeing that applications are on-premise. And that being said, 60% of the enterprises are shifting to OpEx for the line of business and IT projects, emphasizing more on the outcome-focused vendor services. So here it is, what GreenLake provide end-to-end if we have to view it as a whole infrastructure. I'm here getting into little deeper sense, because as a platform, we are holding up the networking, compute, storage, plus the workload orchestrations with the bare metal VMs and containers, where we will provide the better data management services, and overall the cloud services and the analytics and the intelligence plus the models, making sure the security and it is secured and with compliance. Whereas we'll be providing the advisory services, managed and financial services. So these all things, we are making sure as a GreenLake platform, the value proposition for us would be more that we are open to give you the unified experience, plus it is elastic and it is partner enabled. So they can share their, they can basically innovate their services accordingly to serve their end consumers and customers better. So here, this is the first look of how a HPE GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform looks. This you can just see through your web browser, and everything you can manage, whether it's private cloud or your own data centers, here with this applications, with this web browser application that you can see. HPE GreenLake today just not provide the infrastructure and workload services. It also provides you some value-added services, which are crucial for cloud, as well as for the end customers, to make sure they manage their assets, they are secured, the subscriptions, the wellness creations, how can they make sure the device are managed properly, what is my consumption, how can I generate the invoices, and the unified data management, all added through these value-added services in a single layer with a unified control plane. That is our HPE GreenLake Edge to Cloud platform. Here, giving you a very, this console of hybrid IT is being used across is managed through 65,000 customer instances. 27,000 organizations are using it. And also I mentioned about 3.5 million plus connected devices we are organizing here. At the same time, 17 exabytes data that we manage today overall. So how this complexity, which looks very simple with the browser, but I'm sure most of you are aware that do we even have time to go to UI and play around with it and add 3.5 million plus devices? Can you do that? If a single retail business, global retail business is storing 200 plus storage arrays, is it easy to add those through UI? No, that's where the APIs come in picture. How can we add more flexibility? How can we make sure that we are ready to innovate and increase our feature capabilities. At the same time, we want to make sure we unleash the simplicity. Of course, time is money in today's world. We cannot pay to perform the repetitive task all along. And of course, as we are human, we are definitely we make mistakes. There is no, we make mistakes in life, we make mistakes everywhere. So we are definitely inconsistent when we make errors and mistakes. And I'm sure there will be few perfect people also here at the same time. But when you have such human interactions a lot, is it scalable? Can you scale this? But today, IT scaling is something which eclipses our workforce expansion. And that's why we need this digital transformation, and APIs comes through it. That being said, today HP GreenLake APIs empower your automation journey, which will enable you to achieve the velocity, get consistent result across, reduce cost, because you'll be performing multiple tasks with a single click, probably in less than a minute, which I'll show in a brief demo. And you can scale up your staff and train people to utilize it in a better way. We conform to the open API specification that makes it easy to learn, as well, and make sure that the APIs that we provide is portable to many languages and is predictable and is understood in the market. That being said, with the first roll out, we have opened these APIs to our customers and partners, which is nothing but workspace management, authorization where you can manage users and roles, device and subscription where you manage hardware devices, inventory, and the software subscriptions, the physical locations these devices are located, the audit trail, so make sure that you are secure and you can see what user actions have been performed to take a log, as well as the wellness, how you can have monitor events and get recommendations for fixing and preventing these issues on your devices. To have a better access and a reference plus a sample code, the developer portal is key for us. And that being said, GreenLake also have a developer portal with developer.greenlake.hp.com, and the APIs are public today. So you can go through, have a look, and make sure that the documentation is something that will that is intuitive to you and understandable. This is all, there has always been a saying, the better the API documentation, the better adoption rate, and the less question comes to the technical support. But we would like for you to see it and see if you need more technical support there. This portal provides definitely how-to reference of how you can use these code. We have tutorials, we have best practices, we have API references there, few sample code that you can directly copy paste and use it onto your scripts. We are, as Didier also mentioned in the start, we have the community for you to collaborate with us, ask direct questions, and we'll make sure that the updates of what's coming next is visible to you. So let's start with a demo, a very brief demo I would like to give you for how the our platform looks and what actions today we are performing manually. So this is my platform today, and this is how it looks. It's a very basic looking. As I've shown, I can manage all my services that I want. I have very few according to my usage. I come here. The first thing is I have created a workspace, and now I have to invite users who can use it. I have close to 12 users today, 23 users, but if I have to add a user today, I will go and add some email ID, make sure I have a role to select to. What if this is optional, the send invite. You can see here itself, I have done around 5 to 6 clicks, just adding a user. Think about if you have to create a role, a custom role that you want to have, you will add 5 to 10 more steps there. And then for every user, you think about that you need to assign role by clicking what role you want to assign to that particular user. today. Okay, yeah. Every time you are doing such actions, our users are so big globally that they don't have to go through one click, one user addition, then making sure the devices are also added. Let's go to the devices and see how it looks. Okay, 1 second. I'll go to the current workspace itself. Sorry, this is taking time a bit. Yeah, here it is, the devices inventory. And you can see that we have these devices we need to add into the service and subscriptions and making sure they are subscribed to the applications. If I start doing one application, it will take a lot of time. And then if you think about, you have to expire a few devices, you need to make sure that subscriptions are removed, applications are detached, and then you release your devices. These steps manually itself is irritating for just adding one user, one device, and I'll not say irritating. There might be people who have a lot of patience, but it takes a lot of time. But if we have such a global organizations, we want to grow more, we have to have this digital transfer and make sure this data is also well managed. That being said, let's go. And I will try to run a small script where first, let me do some cleanup work that I can just show what exactly it is doing. So I'm trying to remove around here 15 users, making sure my devices are clean. And I'm sure you might be excited to see how this is performing. Like 23 users have already gone to 8. Okay, today we have these 8 users onto this profile, and I'm sure my devices are also cleaned up for this. Okay, this is other locations, workspace details. Just this is missing something. I will take. Let me go to my device inventory. How does it look? Today I have these devices with no services, no subscriptions added to it. And I have written all the APIs that we have released. In this demo, we have just put all the APIs together, making sure you are authorized, run through it. And you will be surprised that whole running will take close to a minute, where I'm adding 15 users and making sure just all these devices are subscribed and attached to an application. This whole command will take close to 43 seconds to 1 minute. Okay, let me go back to my devices inventory. We'll see what subscriptions we have added, if any tags in it. We have already added 23 users into it. Let me see if this user, I can add some more roles. In this, at the same time, during this, with all of the script, I'll make sure that I've created one custom role and added that role to that particular user. This has all been done just by one thing, which is your APIs. How to access those APIs, that is also a key. So the authorization is the main part. When you come here, you definitely need to create credentials based on what API you want to access. So let's go there and see what happened to my devices and subscriptions. Let me see. I need to switch workspace because it's not giving me full view. Devices inventory, and of course my all devices has been assigned and subscribed to. But let me see how much time this script has taken. It has just taken 59 seconds, 92 milliseconds, within a minute. And I'll show you in detail what specific calls we are making, what kind of payload it looks like. But before that, I would like you to see something more, which is our dev portal. This is our dev portal. You don't have to log in. You just have to access HP GreenLake developer portal. And all these services that we have rolled out recently will come here, is located here. And you will, in future, by January, February, you will see more coming on. So today, let's go for the audit logs. If I see the API reference, this is what we have. You can make directly try your API endpoint here. What responses you are getting? Make sure if you want the code directly from here, you can use this code as it is, which Dennis will go further in details, and you can have this documentations ready of what they are providing, what kind of roles and permission you need, and some sample API responses, what kind of filtering you can do, and some references as well. So this is our portal, but here I would like you to also explain certain thing which is crucial for this, which is our authentication. This you can do through your script. But for the first time, you definitely need permission to make sure that you are authorized to generate the token for these. So let's go here. I would like to see if I can generate my API token that I can use for my platform. Of course, I have. So let me create credentials. I will select HP GreenLake Cloud Platform. What credential I want to provide. Okay. I think I have.
Yeah, I think you can have only 5 per user.
Yes. So let me do this again. But you can always reset client secret. So you can do it and create your access token. This is the token that you will be using for making sure your APIs are running. And this is through selections of HP GreenLake API platform. Okay, here it's a brief of what we can do, but it's not just the end. What we are charting the course for our future is that we are going for all this rollout of APIs. We make sure this events hub webhooks can be is created and will give better performance, which we will have a next webinar much more in detail of how these can be accessed. And you can perform the eventing, you can perform the web, you can connect the webhooks, as well as we will be looking forward to provide the IT automations tools, which is your support for Ansible, Terraform, Python, and many. And said what exactly your action starts here. So make sure that you have your essential use cases and requirements, identify your pain points, and if you can come up with new ideas of this is my pain point and this is what I want to resolve through APIs, let us know. Make sure this you are able to integrate our APIs and automate, and what you want to perform as for your organizations or for your usage or for your specification, or even for your learning. Can I do this? Just think about something, or maybe just challenge yourself that I really need to perform this action. How can I do this? But every user need and want is different. For example, today somebody asked that I want to pay, I don't want to carry cash in my account, cash in my hand all the time. Give me some simple UI so that I can pay money to the bank account. Bank came up with the NFC. Today you just have to touch your mobile phone, you are paying it. So you have all of it today. that's why we say the need for the user was the simple UI, but the want was that I cannot just touch your phone and perform the pay. So that's how the innovations come across. And since we are the part of the developer community, we have all the potential to integrate and automate and come up with new ideas here. And with this, make sure you authorize for the APIs. For using it, make sure you go to our developer portal to learn more about all the APIs that we have published. And for any help request or any support, please connect with us. And today, contact us for getting these access to the HPE GreenLake APIs. And that's all from my side. Thank you. With this, okay, I can show you a few more things within our developer with our Postman, which Lance will get into this in more detail. I'll just show you how can you authorize yourself a bit easier. Okay, I am not yet authorized, so let me generate the token for this. It is just to give you a sample how your payload looks like, what kind of success responses and everything you get. So I'll just want to get the details of my workspace. This is how it looks like, your payload. This information you can utilize. And if you want more detailed information, go through it. You will get a lot in one in one call, as well as what kind of status code, what we want to request. We have every details here. And when the script I ran, I want to show you what all command I ran here. Okay, so when the script I ran, I just got the workspace information. I got more detail over it, then invited a user, provide the role. I added one extra role to it, and then make sure that role is assigned to few selected user and that custom roles, and then get all the user assignments, making sure we log this. We got generated our audit logs. We claimed a device, make sure we assign the application to the device and assign subscription to the device. This all happened for the 15 users, 6 devices within a minute. Okay, and that's all. With this, I will pass on to Dennis. He will take from here. And if there are questions, I'm happy to answer now as well.
If you want to take a look while Denis takes over, there are questions in the Q&A, some of which I would prefer you answer than I answer. And okay. There are some also discussions in the chat. We can take a look and we can discuss after the demo that Denis wants to do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you, Didier. Okay, so just a couple of minutes just to show you how to get started with the API for HPE GreenLake Platform services. So here I'm just using Postman. It's very nice tools to use to get started with the API. And I've been with the team built a collection at Postman. This collection will be made available in the next week or so to everyone, so you can leverage it to get started. And just to give you some hints on how to start, I structure the collection assuming that I am the workspace administrator of the HPE GreenLake platform. And I first need to generate a token. This token will be saved as a bearer token at the collection level, and then we will use it for any subsequent API request. Then we will configure and manage workspace resources such as a user or a device for your infrastructure, and you can keep track of activities within your workspace. So first of all, just let's generate the access token. This access token, you need to get a client ID and client secret as shown by Pallavi. So you first need to go through the UI to create a client credential for your API application. Once you get it, you can start and just run it by doing send. So you will get the access token. This access token will then be used as a bearer token for any subsequent request, just to check and test that you can make a subsequent API request. You can use this simple GET request to get workspace information. And then we can use, for example, now I want to get some members of the team to collaborate to the workspace. So I can invite a user using a simple post command, using the from the identity service, which is part of identity and the access management service API. So here I'm just using my own personal email address. And you see that the response is invited user and the status is 201 created. This means that the user has been invited successfully. And I can list all users or just use a filter using my email address to get the status of the user. You see that it is verified. So this means that as a user, I have created an HPE account and this account has been activated and I am now part of the workspace and I can collaborate with the IT administrator of the workspace. But to do that, I first need to get some role assigned. So you can go to authorization and assign some roles to the user. And just to finish, you may want to track as IT administrator of the workspace. You may want to track the activities for accountability for your workspace. So here I just want to get audit logs from the user administrator, which is my hpe.com email address. And I can check all the activities for me that I done during this exercise and this demo. So you see that I have invited to the workspace a user, which is my email personal address. And there are some others as well, activities during in the workspace. And later you can even use the identity service API to disassociate the user. This means that you want to delete or remove a user from the workspace if the user leaves the company, for example, or your organization. So that's it for this demo. It's quite easy to use it. And we will publish a set of blog post series on the HPE developer community portal very soon to help you to get started using Postman with the API for HPE GreenLake Platform services. Thank you.
Thank you, Denis. Let me finish with another piece of demonstration that we wanted to show you. So this time, this is, hope you're seeing my screen, yes. This is, I built a use case here and I built 3 different scripts doing the same thing exactly, which is basically spy my workspace to see if there were any events. So just to give you a quick overview on how you would do that with a bash script. There's only 2 calls really. Here I'm getting the client ID and the client secret either from environment variable if they are set or by prompting the user. But then I go into a loop and every minute I will go and query for the audit log, which is here, one of the API, and then I will display some fields, and I will do that every minute and request the audit log from the past minute, so I don't get always the same events. So this is just kind of a quick way to query the API. This is how you get the token from your client ID, secret ID. So that would be in Bash. Somebody was asking in the question, can you do it in Python? I'm not really a good Python programmer myself, but you can do it, yes. Into a loop, you would do similarly a call to get the token, and then use that as a header, always kind of the same, an authorization header with the token, with bearer in front of the actual token. And then you would call the same audit log API and process the JSON result to display the information. And finally, if I'm more like a PowerShell guy, but you can do the same, get the environment variable if they are set, and then create your headers, get the token, process the token to get the bearer token and put it in the authorization header for the next call, and then compute the date for -1 minute to UTC time. So this is a bit of a brain massage for the dates. And then you call the API audit log again to get the last minute log if there were any, and you display the result and you loop. So actually, while Denis was doing his demo, you could see my demo was running, or my script was running. So this is what you get from the bash. I think this is the bash. Yes, that is the bash command. This one is, you can see the, which one is this? The Python stuff. I don't know why it's getting less stuff. Oh, no, there you go. There you go. You need to scroll. So you can see the same from the Python script that picked up the same audit log information. I logged in, Mathieu logged in, Denis logged in. He dissociated the user. He invited the user somewhere here. So we can see all these logs. And here you can see it from PowerShell, the same kind of things that Denis did during his demo. But this is from the PowerShell script. So again, Denis was talking about a library that we'll be releasing called GLP API tooling. We'll put this little script to help people get started, and probably more as we go along. Now we can maybe check on the Q&A and answer some additional questions. So somebody, for example, was asking in the chat if there are bindings for Python. There is no bindings right now. Doesn't prevent you from writing Python code, but I agree with you. It's not as elegant and easy to manipulate data once you get the results. So I get your point, Rick. One more thing I would like to show, because a lot of people are asking, or they want to show the demo from the portal. I guess they mean the try it. So you have to be careful. It could be a little tricky. Here I was showing, for example, the get workspace information. So you have to get yourself a token, and you get a token from your API credentials. You generate an access token, you copy that token, and then you have to use it here. But the trick here is that this is the authorization header. So you have to remember that you have to specify that it's a bearer token. That's a little bit unfortunate right now. So you have to type bearer space and then space your token. Then you have to fill up the parameter with your workspace ID, which I got from my workspace ID right there. And then that should work and get you a 200, and you get the information about the result of the query. Okay, so be careful what is being asked for the request. In general, it's the authorization header that you want to specify. So you have to precede the token with bearer space. I hope this answered the questions from, I think, Angela and Srilaxmi were asking question about running API from the developer portal. All yours, Pallavi.
Yeah, no, I saw that question, and I was also ready to showcase them how they can do through demo portal. And can you stop sharing, Didier? Then I'll share a bit more of, because somebody else can share the format again. Let me quickly do for you. So this is your access token that got generated. And here I have, if you see my request in the authorization, if you can actually follow the curl command as well. Authorization, you can see bearer space. In the authorization, all you have to type is bearer space and your token, send it. We'll see you got, okay, I got the 200 response. Great. Let me check what responses I got. Yes, I have all the information. So this is nothing but getting user from the through API here onto the dev portal directly. Any other queries that we have, I would like to go one by one. Is HPE info site part of HPE GreenLake? Not yet, that's correct. Does this platform give an alert if a device doesn't have a subscription assigned? Yes, you can always go and check even through API what devices you have, whether the subscription is assigned to it or not. There's nothing about alert, but you can always frame an alert through eventing, which is coming sooner in next 3 months, where you can create a webhook for you to alert yourself if there is a device which is not yet subscribed to. I hope there's a scenario demo that's in this. Okay, walk through steps by steps. The authentication service, when it is coming, that's a great question. It is coming soon. Mostly by June, we will be having few on here listed as well. Is there a limit on how many API calls can you make? Yes. So that's a very genuine and good question. So we definitely have certain limits of what in 1 minute what you can have, but I'll make sure that those are sufficient for you to have, and it is on the security line that we'll be not sharing the number with you, but yes, it is definitely there, but it just blocks you for a minute within that limit and takes it forward. I know limits, expecting for GL to be more stressed than global. Yes, totally. That is what we are doing. We are trying to make it better and more secure for the customers.
There is definitely a rate limiting in place, and in one of my scripts at the beginning, I wasn't doing the right loop, and I was not sleeping. I got hit by this error once in a while. So yes, definitely rate limiting. I think the error you get is 429.
Yes, 429 if you cross your limit at any level. We have multiple level security placed onto the system. So you will get this 429 error response. But it doesn't stop you. You can do it after 1 minute. Make sure you just don't run the DDoS on us. Any other questions that I have not answered? If you can please type it again, that will be great. If not, I think we are good for this. Okay, the storage APIs are not yet on the HPE GreenLake. Any timeline? Yes, it will be available early February, and we will be having storage APIs onto our developer portal via DSCC. Yeah. Many API-based services also offer CLI to make them easier to use. Do we have an HPE tool allow using? Totally, your request is great. That today we don't offer a CLI, not today, but this is definitely coming in future for you.
Pallavi, I will be launching a end of session poll, so you can continue to answer questions, but just so you're not surprised, okay?
Okay. Fine. So the thing is, there was one last question. Are these the rate limiting constraints documented? Nobody will do that documentations, and we have not done that. we are not going to do further as well. How are the Open API specification developed? We have followed the standard of the Open API 3.0 standard today, and the same specifications are being developed. Other than that, we have anything? I think we are good.
I think we are good.
I'll stop sharing.
In the chat, Matthew was reminding people that we have on the HPE Dev Slack, we have started a HPE GreenLake API channel. So feel free to come and ask any question that we have missed in the Slack channel. We will do our best to provide answers there.
And yes, and please make sure that you challenge yourself to use it and come up with great points to us as well.